Well, there, I do have some minutes. Huzzah! Oh, guys, I'm telling you, what a week. So, one of my sons was heading for Colorado for a business meeting. And I said, take me with you, take me with you. So they did, you know, and I was planning on having to pay for it for myself, naturally, you know. I was going to take it out of my savings because I just wanted to go somewhere, guys. It gets old being here, stuck in this here, whatever. Besides, my daughter Bonnie's out there. So, he just gets me my flight, and he already booked a place, and so I just got to go along. And I gotta tell you, I got such great kids. He was so, my Denny Jr., so compassionate, so helpful, so thoughtful of my needs, you know. It's just so sweet, you know. He didn't have to do all that. Well, I rented myself a little mobility scooter for the week, you know, and the first time I didn't want to use it in this particular yuppie town because it was really crowded, and I just felt like I'm gonna possibly ram into somebody because that thing moves like a bat out of hell. Okay, nice little scooter. I'd love to have one. Anyway, so I walked and walked and walked, and you know, I'm going at a snail's pace, guys. I mean, I think a snail could beat me, honestly. At the end, my poor daughter says to me, Mom, I'm really getting tired of standing. I don't know why I shouldn't just sit down. I'd have to stop every, I don't know how many yards. I'd have to stop and sit and let the, you know, pain and tightness chill out of my right leg was the worst part. Of course, my sacrum aches and is very tired the minute I start walking. The one thing that I found about being at the higher elevations in the dryness, it's hot, guys. Don't get me wrong, it's hot, but it's a different hot. I akin the West as to baking in an oven. And here, it's akin to sitting in a sauna. So it depends what your body likes better. Does it like the wet sauna feel? Because when I walked out of the airport in Tampa, it took about 2 minutes and my shirt was soaked with moisture and stuck to my skin. That doesn't happen out west. It's just a dry, blowy heat. It's like, ugh, you know, I'm baking, but here it's more like I'm sauteing, slow steam, something of that nature. So I found out west, I woke up with no fibro symptoms. None. Of course, the pain in my hips, the pain in my leg, problems with my back and sacrum, that's a physical, showable, understandable thing. Fibromyalgia, you can't really test for, except for the pressure points where, you know, they start squeezing things and you go through the roof because of the pain. The fatigue was gone, the lightheadedness gone, the feeling like I had the flu gone, just gone. And the higher in elevation I went, we went through the Rocky Mountains, the better I felt, the more alive I felt. And I felt a great sadness knowing I had to come back here to Florida. And I can feel it. It's not bad yet, but I can feel it. There's something that's inside me that hates this weather. This Florida humidity, altitude, sea level. I don't know what I'm going to do, and I feel really afraid. I feel really afraid of the suffering. I know what I felt like a week ago, this past Monday, when I left. I was going to cancel the flight and just put the credit back on the business card, right? But instead, and I did do business for all of you trolls out there, you know, I talked to people about the jewelry. We did some sustainability meetings, and I asked questions, and I'm going to be writing up a little report to go along with it, you know. And, but of course we did have some fun times too, but, you know, not a ton. I can't do much. And so when the kids wanted to do bike thing, trail, I just stayed home. I did the laundry. And then they went to a concert, and I just stayed home, ate leftovers, did the laundry. No, I did do the laundry that time. I just rested. I needed to rest my hip bad because we walked and walked and walked. It was a lot of walking. And I did it, but it was as painful as it is here. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. There's something wrong with my hip and my spine that is definitely structural. So, so I'm gonna start. I see my doctor on the 8th because I'm asking for a mobility scooter, and I'm also going to ask her at that time to give me some references to neurosurgeons, so I can start exploring the wonderful world of neurosurgery. And I'd also like to talk to some more integrative, holistic doctors and have them look at the whole thing. And, you know, can we devise an exercise and nutrition plan that might help me to heal some of this so that I don't need surgery, because I'm still really against it. Yeah, I still am. So, yeah, I'm going to talk to my doctor on the 8th, and we'll devise a plan. Meanwhile, I would just like to get my apartment picked up. It looks like hell. I just did things and left them because I was so sick and so tired before I left to go out west. And, you know, I'm saying to myself, oh, when I get home, I'm going to do this and this and this and this and this. And it's like I get here and I start to feel the drag, you know? I start to feel it pull me down. Where at the little rental out west, I was washing dishes and making coffee and straightening out, and I had the energy to take my laundry to the laundromat and go do it. It stunned me, okay, because here, that's not what was happening. What is the answer? Anyway, I gotta start devising a new diet for myself, because being out there, I loved it. Oh, it's the nature. I don't give a damn about these yuppie towns and, oh, look at this place and that place. And it's like, yeah, that's really great, made with human hands. Now show me what God's created, okay? Because that's what I want to see. I want to see the canyons and the Flatiron Mountains and the Rockies and the alpine lakes and the alpine wildflowers, and I want to see wild animals and, you know, in their natural habitats. I'm not at all interested in the phony crap. It's a dime a dozen. Anywhere in the world you can find it. Wow, isn't that amazing how they made that building? Yeah, it's great, really. But, you know, try to put together, I don't know, a range of 12,000 foot mountains. See how you do with that. I love nature, guys. Oh, I want to be out in it. You know, to me it's sad. You go back to this little rental and you're inside. And you're kind of like here, inside. And it's not where I want to be. I gotta find a way to make my life more lifeable, more livable, more laughable. I don't know how, guys, but it renewed my desire to, one, get better physically. I've just got to get better. And two, get a plan. I need a plan of action and a timeline. And make sure I meet my goals or pretty damn near close to them. Well, I know a lot of you have been wondering where I went. Here I am, I'm back home, and I had a great time. I got some fantastic experiences. I get to cuddle my little girl, and I know she's 25, but she still needs her mommy, you know? And I had such a good time with Dennis. He just was so patient and wonderful, and I so appreciate my children. You know, they love me, love me, love me, and boy, that is such a credit to them, because I know there's a lot of kids out there, and hey, I was far from perfect, okay? I made a lot of mistakes. I had to do a lot of apologies, a lot of amends, but I must have done something right, because they're extraordinary human beings. The van is in the shop. I thought it was something very serious, but I don't think it is. The engine light came on. It's like, ah! But I thought it was the computer that we just changed out and that it needed to be reset. But these guys have the equipment. He says, there's nothing that needs to be reset on the computer. That's fine. And he said, the engine's fine. He said, it does seem to be some sort of evaporator thing. There's a leak somewhere. It has to do with emission control. He said, it's either that there's a small leak or that there's a bigger problem. Yay, I always want to hear that. Bigger problem. He says, just driving around. So I said to him, well, the AC stopped at the same time that the engine light came on. I said, I thought it was probably the computer needed to be reset. And he said, no. He said, your blower probably just went. I said, please fix it. I'm hot. And I said, while you're at it, would you fix the rear AC too? Because they fixed it so it blows, but it blows hot now. So they're going to fix that. And I told him, I said, look, I paid X amount of money. I've got into this. And his brain almost exploded. Who let you do this? Who? I said, sir, I take full responsibility for my insanity. He said, look, I'm going to look it over for you. And I told him, I says, it's shaken. It at least needs the control arms. But the last guy wants to do the whole front end because he doesn't want to deal with taking it off again. I said, would you look at it for me? Tell me what you think. And he said, I will, but he says, I'm going to be honest with you. If I think you shouldn't put another more penny into this, I'm going to tell you. He says, what you decide to do after that is on you. I said, do you know how hard it is for me to take a vehicle I've spent X amount on and junk it for $2,000? I said, I can't do it. And I says, it runs. The engine and transmission, they're good. It runs. I says, when you get into it, you're going to see that half of the freaking engine's brand new. I've replaced just about everything except for the blower. And God knows what's needed with the emission thing. Old vehicles. It's like I'm restoring the entire freaking thing. Do I just give up on it now? I know what you're going to say to me. I'm not sure I'm ready to throw in the chips and call it a game. I don't know. You know, my kids just bought a newer used vehicle, and their insurance is more than the car payment per month. Yeah. If I go and I lease a car, I go buy something else, I wouldn't feel right saying, oh, I'm getting, a new vehicle. Will you pay the insurance on that? I mean, I just don't know if I want to do that to them. And that brings me back to, can I afford it? Doubtful, guys. Right now, it's about $130 something a month for almost no insurance on that van. Okay? It's like nothing's covered. If I hit someone, I guess. They're covered for like $20,000 for the whole car or something. I don't know. It's a toughie. This is a toughie. I said to him, if you can just get it running decent for me, let me drive it a few years so I can feel better about my investment. He'll try. I'll try. I look puffy. But you know, I've done really good on my food while I was gone. I only ate 2 meals a day. That was it. But I still feel puffy. Okay, well, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I'm back, and I'm going to try to do videos. I'm going to let you know how I'm feeling, what I'm trying to do to feel better. I got to do something, guys. I've just got to change my energy levels. And that's it. Please pray for me. I pray for all of you guys always. And I think of you guys and I say, God, remember my viewers, my subs, my friends. Take care of them. Help them find a way out of darkness if they're having issues, and if they're not well, do what you need to do to help them. And so I pray for you, and I pray for me. But sometimes I think that prayers are better from someone else. Sometimes when we keep asking for something, it's kind of like a naughty child constantly bothering you for something, and after a while you just can't hear them anymore. So I figured maybe if some other people chime in with me, you know, the more the merrier. Squeaky wheel gets the oil, something like that. Well, that's it. It's hotter in Hades here. It is humid and heavy. I absolutely hate it, and I have babysitting at 4, so it's almost 3 now. So I'm going to stop here and maybe pick a few things up while I still have energy. What a great idea. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Bye.